I forgot to post on Instagram earlier.
All right, and here we go. On that Danny Elfman vibe, as Cool Imp so accurately put it. Actually, that was one of the songs that you can download for free off of Tabletop Audio. So they are the bomb. They've got not only ambience that you can download for free, which is just like random sounds and background noise. They also have full-on songs, and that was let me see, that was called Cry Havoc. So I put that one in the list. The weirder things, they have two songs on there that are Stranger Thing related, but I found that at least for audio recording purposes, they're a little bit lower than what I'd like. So I end up cranking it up, and then everything else gets out of whack for me. So, anyways, so as you can see, we're down a couple people for this particular game. It is a little different for tonight, and we're about to explain why. If you remember the recap from last game, it ended on a very explosive note, and we don't know exactly what has happened to our intrepid heroes. So tonight, we have a slightly different cast of characters. Hey, what's up, Man Bunny? Good to see you around, dude. So, where we pick up tonight with everybody, and hello, Rachel. She is currently watching because she has a vested interest to find out just what the hell happened. As does Jess, who plays in one of our side games that's a side adjacent to Ashland by Night. So, where we pick up, this is these are new characters, which you are going to find out who they are and what they're about. So, as we pick up, roughly about the same time, everybody starts to come around. There is some lighting, and you're all strapped to tables. You can tell, because your wounds are still sort of healing, that you have had incision marks all over your body in key locations, such as the wrist, neck, around the heart, legs. And they didn't. It doesn't look like any attempt to sew it up was made. So perhaps the individuals who did so understand that you have a healing factor, and these sorts of incisions would be easy for you to heal should they absolutely need to. You can see what look like life support machines off to the side to each of your beds. Although they're obviously not keeping track of your vital signs because you have none. But they seem to be measuring something else. As to what, you're not sure. The room, all the rooms that you are in, they have that sort of antiseptic smell with a mixture of other chemicals as well as bleach, as they are tend to be kept clean. You were all in your original clothing, for better or worse, beat up accordingly, or in disrepair in your own individual scenes leading up to this point. You can see that there are no smoking signs that adorn the walls in here. And there is an alarm klaxon that's currently shrieking, droning on in a male robotic sounding voice that says, Omega level threat, lockdown in effect. Omega level threat, lockdown in effect. And it repeats this every 5 to 7 seconds. And you can see some flashing lights chiming, from the door to the room that you're in. But the room otherwise looks like, for lack of a better term, an examination room. Not terribly large, and only maybe 2 stools in here. as well as a chair that presumably the doctor or individual who was examining you perhaps might sit in. You also see the overhead lamps indicative of dentistry, uh, which now that you all make that realization, your jaw is kind of hurt. Almost as if perhaps they were forced open and things were crammed inside for additional examination. Perhaps x-rays, you're not quite certain. No one here really is a doctor.
Question.
Yes, I may have an answer.
Can we tell if we still have our fangs?
You still have your fangs, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, a quick trace of your tongue going up through the upper part of your mouth. Yes, you were all there. So perhaps it was just dental examinations.
Okay.
And you don't feel any other pain along your canines or your extended fangs. So it's not as if somebody ripped them out and healed it either. So you don't feel anything lingering of that. So basically the pain within your jaws, it's almost like people stuck dividers in there, and that uncomfortable cinching feeling as it forces your mouth to stay open so they can examine it better. But outside of that, that's really all you hear. There's not a lot of noise outside of that klaxon. You don't hear any footsteps or shouting. You don't hear anything else that would be indicative of a scramble or race for the doors or abandoned ship. But you do hear one of the doors come flying open. Just like with an authoritative thud as the thick metal door slams open. And in specific, it is in your room. And you hear, "Boss!" the familiar sound of Seth Cronin as he comes racing in there real quick, and he is got a big shiner on his forehead. His clothing tattered as well, and he runs in there. He doesn't have any.
Right.
Oh, thank you.
It's about you, isn't
New
it?
follower, Garbled Minds. Thank you very much.
Woo!
Yay. And as he comes in, he doesn't have any of his equipment or whatnot, but his first action, without even asking you how you are, is he immediately starts working on the straps to get you out.
Mr. Cronin, what in the world just happened?
I don't know, ma'am. I'm trying to make heads or tails of this as well. I just let me get you out of these straps here and
Where did you
out.
come from?
I came from. They had me in a. I don't know. I'll show you when I get you out. It just this whole thing doesn't make any sense. But I think there may be more people like you here. There seems to be some other cells, and I didn't know what to do. And he starts, working on getting that adjusted. Now, as a quick check, who here has potence?
I do.
All right. So if you have potence with your strength, you have the capability of forcibly breaking yourself out if you would like.
Yeah, I'd like to try.
Okay.
I have
Now,
buttons as well.
would you like to spend a blood point to make it automatic, or do you just want to add it to your strength check as normal?
How much blood do we have?
You are at your max blood minus
Okay.
4.
I did not note that on my.
-4?
Minus 4.
Okay, and then Jerome,
Yes.
am I in my mask or is my mask gone?
Your mask is actually off, but it's actually sitting off to the side on one of the tables. You can see it. It looks like that was the last thing that they probably took off, because you don't have any presumably gear or wallet or phone or anything of that nature on you right now.
Okay, I'm gonna split on blood to get the potence as well.
Okay. So why don't you go ahead and give me a strength check, both of you?
Is it strength and potence?
If you're spending the blood point, it's going to be just your strength, difficulty 6, and your however many points you have in potence adds automatically to your successes. So if you have 2 potence, then you're automatically 2 plus whatever you roll.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll spend a a blood point to get that automatic.
Okay.
Oh goodness! Dropping dice. So nervous. Oh, I'll get that one later.
A 10 means roll again, correct?
What's your strength?
I have 2 strength.
Okay, so no.
Okay, so but I got 2 successes.
Plus your potence?
So I add 2 potence to that, so 4
It's
successes.
4 successes. Nice. Okay.
I got 3.
Okay.
Nice.
So the both of you start. You've clearly got the strength, but it's one of those. You've got to kind of shimmy and forcibly make some of these binds and the table itself weaken, so it gives it eventually starts giving more, and eventually you first, obviously Henry, you kind of snap that up and you feel the leather ties eventually give, and even the arm of the table itself has kind of bent with you as well. And with that, you finally, your hands have found purchase and you're able to start getting yourself rather quickly out of these binds. You're next to follow, Samuel.
Okay.
You manage to do likewise. Takes you a little bit longer. You're not too sure why. Maybe you're just kind of shaken up. But it is odd that you do feel a little bit more hungry. You were not hungry prior to this happening.
Okay. I'm gonna be cursing in another language. I'm like, what
Okay.
the? It's like,
Is any of my gear in?
No, none of your gear is here currently, and your clothes are of course a little beat up as well from the attack that you suffered. And Trudy, you can actually hear this. This what is currently going on. Now there's some sounds. Maybe some others are starting to come around, but it's more of frustration. Nobody seems to be yelling out in anguish or anything.
Am I free yet?
Yes, he has managed to get you free. Dorothy, would you like to try and get yourself free? I know you don't have potence, but would you like to at least attempt it?
I would.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your strength.
Just strength, nothing else.
Just strength. Now, if you'd like to spend a point of willpower for an automatic success, you can.
I think I will.
Okay.
$110 and 2 3s.
Okay, so 1 success. You're not having the best of luck in doing this. However, you're not out of the woods. You've been in similar situations like this before where your hands are tied, and that isn't always a big deal. If you want to pull the finger bone into a saw trick, you can always try and cut your way out.
I am definitely going to do that.
Okay. So we'll let you work on that. It's going to take a little while, but it is definitely something within your capability.
Okay. Do I need to roll for that?
No, you do not. Not at this point.
Okay.
the leg straps, are they bound still, or another strength check for the leg straps?
No. Yeah, at this point, you are getting yourself free. Yeah, you've got use of your hands, and getting the leg straps off is not a problem.
Okay, so I'm like, oh, Mandu, where am I? Where is this place?
You hear that, and he's like, "Boss, game plan? I'm following your lead."
First, we're going to find out who these other folks are.
Okay, all right.
I hear your voices. I don't know you are.
I'm going to go to the next room, and is there a window on the door?
Yes, all of them have windows in the door, very much like a hospital. Like there's that, porthole sort of thing that you can look into that's reinforced with, thickened glass, but you can definitely see in.
I'm going to peek in and see who's in the next room.
Okay.
What it looks like.
The next one you peek into, which is directly across from where you at, you see somebody attempting to saw through and is starting to get successful. Saw through. Maybe they snuck in a bladed weapon or something, but started to saw through their blades. But somebody in a similar situation, strapped to the bed, and you can see where, very similar to you, they have had incision marks on them as well. So they are clearly not here of their own free will.
Who's in the room with me right now?
Nobody's in the room with you at this point.
Okay.
Would you like to try and break through the door?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Since you are the brute force type person, it's the exact same roll. Go ahead and roll a strength and potence check. If you'd like to spend another blood to make that automatic, you can, or you can just add it to a strength roll.
No, I'll spend another blood.
Okay.
I had 2 successes. Is that enough? Or
Not enough, but you clearly make a dent in it. It's giving. How about yourself, Samuel? Now that you've gotten
Um,
yourself free.
all right, so I've pulled myself off of this bed, and I'm looking for any sort of anything that I could use as a weapon. Is there any? Like I said, it's just tools, just tools. Um, is so yeah. I'm gonna grab any sort of like dental tools, anything I could maybe use for like a melee strike, and I'm gonna um, prepare myself to be seen by people. Um, and yeah, I'm gonna try to get my door open.
Hold on one moment.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly, Cool Imp. Another child Nagaraja. No. Surprised you even got away with that. In the Sabbat, no less. So, at any rate, so you managed to grab. It's not the sharpest, but you've got some strength. So, since it's a metal, one of those metal kind of dental picks, so it's not exactly, you know, your first choice. You've got some strength, so if you really had to embed it in somebody's skull, you could probably make it happen.
It'll make do.
It'll make do for just a shiv at this point, if absolutely need to. So you're kind of rummaging through that. You can hear some pounding at this point. Everybody can hear that in the in this. What now that Trudy, you are outside. This is some sort of lab. Think kind of like an ER setting where there's separate rooms, but each room has, now that you've got a good look at it, each of these rooms have like magnetic locks. So these rooms were specifically designed to keep something in, almost like you know, an ultra secure psych ward sort of thing. It's like they don't want it going anywhere. But you're in an open area at this point where you're standing near the door where somebody's clearly trying to saw their way through. And 2 other guys come walking up and start addressing Seth. One guy happens to look. He's both of them are beat up too. They all look very similar in the sense of like nobody here looks like they came in healthy. First guy comes in. He's got kind of a beat up looking polo on and khaki pants, kind of scuffed and dirty. The other guy who came in, he's got like a jeans and t-shirt, but then has one of those kind of work shirts that you throw up over a little bit thicker material. And of course, he doesn't have anything with him either. But they look to Seth and they're like, and they're speaking in an accent which you think maybe Italian-ish. And the guy's like, so Seth, so what's up with the chick here? And he's like, okay, guys, I told you this is who I came here with. So, ma'am, Trudy, this is Ricky and Tommy, Ricky, Tommy. This is my boss.
Gentlemen,
And they're like, well, what's up, ma'am? Miss, yeah.
am I to understand you fellas woke up here just like the rest of us did?
Oh, yeah, no, we totally did. And then,
Did
the
you
other
have
guy kind of looks at him and he's
companions
like,
also?
Companions how?
Hmm. Are you missing more of your party? Or
Oh,
did you come
yeah,
alone?
they look back and forth and they kind of look around. They look around kind of aimlessly for a second, which seems odd. like they were expecting something. He's like, no, no, I think our boss is missing.
Who is your boss?
Oh, wait, I don't know. Do we tell him? Yeah, it's not going to be a big deal. So yeah, his name's Vinny Giovanni.
Giovanni.
What, is that a problem?
No.
And at that point, one of the doors gets forcibly slammed open as you see an individual looking like Henry. Henry, would you like to explain to them what it is that you look like currently?
My face is actually no face right now. I've intentionally erased all my features on my face, so it looks gross, but it's not horrifying. When I burst inside, I'm like, "Where are you? Where are we? Who are you?"
They look to one another and it's like, who the hell is that?
I'm Henri.
They kind of shrug.
Henri Desiree. But do not make me come to kill you now. If I need to kill you now, I will. But I just want to leave.
Ho, slow down, fuckball. You don't come bursting out of some room and start like challenging us. No.
Mr. Henry.
Henri, no, Henry. Henri.
Mr. Henri. I believe we are in the same situation here.
All right.
All of us seem to have
Of course, it's
awakened
always about you,
in this
isn't it?
facility. None of us know who owns this place or what we're doing here.
Yeah, what she said. We're all trying to figure this out.
If you would be so kind, shall we see who else is trapped here?
Let me reveal face to face. It's much better when I have eyes to see. I must say, it's confusing. I don't know. Was my driver? He was to drive me, and we were to meet people here in the west coast of the United States. We were driving, and then here we are. I don't know what's. I have to do. Was a lady and the three men. So. She was no one is in charge. You're all captured too.
Okay, Miss Trudy, ma'am, person. Well, we're gonna let you deal with him, and we're gonna go look at some of the other doors since we're all kind of in this pickle together. So, just give us a few, I guess. And Seth looks kind of confused, but he's staying, by your side through this whole thing.
I thought you said that the Giovanni boss here was a lady.
Who?
Vinny is not a lady's name.
No, you asked who our boss was, as they're like, leaning over, peek at the door.
I was asking Seth.
Oh, so yeah, Seth is like, that's what I heard.
Perhaps there are more. Well, where there's one Giovanni, there's always more.
Well, yeah, I mean, we heard that this was sort of a Giovanni heavy city, so maybe that's why.
Right. All right, I go back to the other window.
At that point, you're at the window where Dorothy is, is making her way out. You actually see at this point through all the conversation and whatnot, she's actually sawed her way through the initial leather wristband and then started working on the others quickly and getting those all taken care of.
How do we see that? We can see that through monitors in this room, or
no? There's a window.
There's a window. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
It's not very big, but there's a window at the door.
Can I tell what she's using?
You can sure give it a shot. Would you like to roll perception and alertness?
Sure. Why not?
I'm gonna try to open the door that she's in.
Okay. One. It's hard to tell at the angle you're at. You can make out that it's a blade, and she's probably palming it somehow.
All right, then I'm gonna go ahead and open the door.
Okay. So it is still sealed shut.
Oh, I can't. Oh, okay, so it's all right.
Yeah, they have some sort of magnetic lock. So the only two options here is if you're strong enough to forcibly break it, or find the controlling mechanism that will allow you to buzz it open.
Mr. Cronin, can you open this door?
Yes, ma'am. Just give me one moment, please. And he walks over to the, to the front desk area where they have security, and he hits a button and unlocks the wrong door, and he's like, "Damn it!" Hits another button, and then the one for Samuel opens, and you hear it, to another door, it clicks and comes open. So Samuel, as you're standing there, and you can kind of see there's a commotion now outside. And then shortly thereafter, your door comes click click.
Okay. I will I will casually just because if I've been hearing or have I been able to see this commotion from my
Yes.
Okay.
The way
What-
everything
what
is set
I-
up, sorry to interrupt. The way this is set up is the rooms are at each side of, for lack of a better term, the west and east walls. And then the rest of the office and desks and whatnot, they're all in the middle. So if anything's happening out there in the middle, for the most part, you'll probably be able to hear and see it.
Okay. And I am I've met one of these people before, right?
You have, yes.
Yeah.
You met Henry
Mhm.
briefly at the Elysium before all this nonsense went down.
Okay. So
But it's not
I-
like he's like a longtime friend. It was just something you
but-
just barely met him.
Right. Well, but if he's in the same situation that I am, he's an ally for this moment. So
Mhm. That's a
yeah,
good
I
assumption.
will. Yeah, it is my. So I wear like a leather jacket. Is my jacket in my?
No, it is not.
No. Okay. All right. So then I will come in or I will leave my room, and I'll look at this group, and I'll say, "Oh, it's the first time with the accent. I'm feeling gun shy."
Real quick, I look pretty similar to what I look right now, but when you met me, you saw my true face. So the clothes are the same, just beat up, but it's a different face that you're gonna see.
Okay.
Also, for the record, my character is 5'2", blonde, hair is pinned back, wearing a Chanel skirt suit, pearls, and cowboy boots.
All right.
She's got that hick chick action.
Dallas.
Nice.
Yep.
Dolly Parton.
I guess I'll describe myself. So
Mhm.
as I walk out of my room, I'm wearing boots with messed up. Like at this point, I'm assuming like bloody jeans. I have a button-up shirt that I'm probably trying to like rebutton, even with all the damage done to it.
Okay.
But you see like a square-shouldered African American gentleman with like short, very short hair. Like it's cut very close to his head, and he's got a very I guess like very serious expression on his face, and he says to you all, "Well, I guess we found ourselves in quite the predicament."
Ah, Samuel, I met you in the Elysium.
Yeah, right before hell broke loose, I suppose.
Yeah.
Do we know where we are right now?
And then
I have no idea.
Another door buzzes, and Dorothy's door kind of swings open a little bit, enabling Trudy to pull it the rest of the way.
So we have the little lady over here. She has 3 men friends, and then this door opens up over here. It's another little girl over here we see.
I don't know who you're calling little. I'm just gonna get real pissed off.
Okay. Why don't you
What do you
describe?
have?
Yeah, describe
So-
what Dorothy looks like.
Dorothy comes out. She's not unattractive, but definitely not remarkable. Looks like a working gal. She's got jeans, a t-shirt, a flannel over, some big work boots, wearing a trucker's hat, and just kind of like has it pulled down a little bit. Who had us schnockered out in these rooms? Because
We still don't know yet. We just came out ourselves.
Just gotten released.
Who are all you?
And you see a man dressed very much like a personal assistant, kind of walk up and stand behind Trudy, and just at this point remain silent.
Name's Trudy Maxwell. Passing through town.
I'm gonna extend my hand. I'm Dottie. Good to meet you, Trudy.
Pleasure to meet you.
I wish it was really under better circumstances, I suppose. Who are these?
Yes.
Who are these boys?
Oh, I'm Henri Desiree. It's nice to meet your acquaintance. I met Samuel here just days ago. I don't know how long we've been here. And then the man behind here. Who's Seth? Is that the man behind you? Is that you got him?
Mr. Cronin is my assistant.
Cronin, on his side.
He nods politely, sir.
Okay, so Cronin, Henri, and Samuel.
Samuel's fine.
Samuel. Okay.
Then the other two guys chime in. Hey, Ricky and Tommy. Yeah.
Ricky and Tommy.
We're kind of
Okay.
stuck here too.
Yeah.
I heard Trudy say that Giovanni, is that who you are? The Ricky and Tommy?
Well, yeah. I mean, you can definitely say that. Well, Tommy's a Pudinesca, so he's family, but a little further out on the family chain. I'm Giovanni.
All right.
It's a family thing.
But the Giovanni is always a family thing.
Good man, good man. And then you hear this, just from nowhere. What in the holy fuck am I looking at here? And they're like, boss! They turn around and just talk to nothing.
Oh, you have a ghost.
Do you have any idea how fucking hard it was to get into this place? I swear to Christ. I hate these rat pricks. I want to take a candlestick, the old Victorian era candlestick. I want to jam it straight up their tight asses. I swear to God.
But there, yeah, that's on you.
So
I beg
wait
your
a minute,
pardon.
guys. Who am I looking at here? And they said, and Tommy's like, he nudges him. And he says, well, that's Trudy, that's Seth, and he's like, oh no, okay, I got it. And he eventually rattles it down and reintroduces everybody. And they just kind of motion to nothing in particular. And it's like, oh, this is our boss, Vinny.
Mr. Vinny, nice to meet you. So you can open the door and let us out, yeah?
Wait, no, it's not that fucking easy.
All right.
I mean,
Mr.
clearly we gotta take care of whoever brought us in here in the first place because they're not good people.
No, that's okay. I can get a new book.
Well, what I
Mr.
can
Giovanni, if you could explain how we get out of this place.
Well, you're going to have to find your way through those set of fucking double doors. But those things are they're like magnetically locked or something. You're going to have to find some way of getting around that.
P.S. I love that you're gesturing and we can't see him.
Yep.
Just as a note.
It's what he would do.
Nice.
Monsieur Colin, is there the way you unlock the other doors? Is there a way to unlock the doors from back there as well?
I haven't found it. Sorry, sir.
Now that we're in the hallway, is that alarm still going?
It is.
Perhaps perhaps our captives have their hands tied elsewhere. This might be a perfect opportunity to sneak by and get out of this place without them noticing. But we should be quick.
I mean, I'm all for that, but I wanna make sure where these guys are at so I can come back and take care of this because this is not I can't have this.
Oh no. Henri does not like to be manhandled. They need to die. So it's okay. I can help Miss Dottie here.
As a note, Omega being the final letter of the Greek alphabet, would that be the worst threat or the obviously not the least threat?
Well, with the repeating this is alarmless klaxon going on and on, I would think that it's the worst threat. I mean, it wouldn't be like everything's okay. It doesn't make sense to go that way.
Indeed.
If Omega is the worst, and it's not having anything to do with us breaking out of our cells, we should also be concerned. Let's leave them with their beast, and we can come back another day if we wanted to put a bullet in their head. But now I feel like, especially with, do any of you have any weapons on you? Do you have a gun to?
And so they all kind of
I need to go to my room and see what else is inside there. I think I saw my mask, but I'm not sure what else.
And
I'm guessing our belongings are missing.
Yes, they are.
Is my cane in there or no?
No.
Okay.
And at that point, you hear the disembodied voice say, "Yeah, well, that alarm I kind of had something to do with."
All right.
Care to explain?
And the long and short of it is, I got fucking angry. I got pissed off that they took my men. They tried to firebomb our house. Yeah, I ain't fucking standing around for that. Although I know you can't exactly see me standing here. Just imagine it in your leaky brain pans. Anyways,
They tried to firebomb your house.
Who is
Yes.
they?
Oh, it's these mortal fucking pricks called the ATF.
What does ATF stand for?
Oh boy. Oh, that
Bureau
means
of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms.
Oh,
What
I have
did,
heard of alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. Yes, I have heard of this agency, and what? Do not mess with them. Why are they?
is this their facility?
yes.
What do they have to do with experiments?
They're hunters. See, these
The ATF is hunters?
These fuckballs got it in their head that they can just pick on whoever the hell they want. But I suppose, some of you vampire types may have precipitated some of those actions, throughout the world or whatever. We can figure that out later. Anyways.
So you have used a word that we did not you normally were with the masquerade. So I know Samuel is what you are, and Giovanni, I know what you are, but Miss Trudy and Dottie and Mr. Cronin, what are you? Are you with the Children of Cain or?
You could call me an anarch.
Anarch, okay. Miss Dottie, you
can call me Dottie, but I suppose you could call me an anarch.
All right. I just want to know if we are the same, or like then this Ricky and Tommy. Are you the anarchs as well, or Seth? Are you the Xanarch as well, or?
Mr. Cronin is with me.
Ah, okay. So
I'm an assistant.
my assistant is missing it, so he is may not as skilled as you are. So
You said you had a driver?
yes, my driver.
What is the last you recall of your driver?
Waiting for me outside the Elysium when I was meeting with Samuel before the shit went down.
This happened to you at Elysium?
Is this right, Samuel? Yes.
Yeah, I'm not from around here, and I was hoping to get some freedom by being up in Ashland, but apparently I came in at the worst possible time.
I came to Ashland as well. I had some letters to fill in on my book. I had to make some new books with us. I was missing Washington, and I was missing Oregon. I had to get a resident from both states for the books, and then so now but now here we are.
All right.
I'm
Well,
gonna make my way over to
let's
the
save the life
computer.
story for another time.
Oh, my life story is very long. I don't you want to hear that.
Yeah, I want to head over to the computer that
Mhm.
was being used to open up the doors. I
Okay.
want to see if I can find a way to open up the double door.
The panel is actually just a control panel. It's not an actual true computer. It's just built into the facility strictly for the door releases for here specifically. You do see that there is a terminal up front where the security desk would be, which would be as good as any to check.
Okay, I'll
Do I
head over
notice-
there.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no,
Do I,
I'm,
do I
I'm-
notice that? Go ahead. Do I notice that the shiv that Samuel's carrying?
Well, it's a dental pick, but yes.
So I'm gonna make do and try to make some kind of weapon.
Okay. So the voice that you can hear but not see says, "All right, so you two Utes go look around, find some sort of weapons, find the gear, whatever it is we got to do to get out of this place. Because I'm telling you, shit's gonna hit the fan as soon as that door comes open. Do you got me?" And they're like, "Right, boss, we're on it." And they just kind of go in unison to go run off and check it out.
is there any? I'm like, so at the security desk, are there any weapons that are being stored here? Like anything under the counter, anything?
There
Is there
are
like
not.
no?
No,
Is there like a
there's
fireman's axe or anything like that?
there is a fireman's axe here. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna grab that.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna before I open the doors, just because it sounds like we're expecting something to be on the other side. I'm gonna just try to do a once over this room, trying to find if there's anything usable for self-defense that we can use to our advantage.
So self-defense, as in how? Like more weapons?
Yeah, anything like sorry, I was taking notes. Like I don't know, compressed air things that we could I don't know, like we could blow up anything, um, anything that would give us any sort of advantage. Just because like as I'm walking into this room, I'm not sure like what is available.
So there are some canisters, not with compressed air, but with
Nitrous.
like Well, I mean, there's some oxygen canisters there. Not many, which is another kind of telling trait. And there's at least 2 fire extinguishers down here that you can see as well.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to make it like maybe break off a table leg or something along that lines to make some kind of club out of it.
You definitely can, yes. And then while you're doing that, rummaging and trying to figure everything out, Vinny ends up speaking to everybody. It's like, all right, so look, I'm not saying I'm going to be the leader of you guys, but we got to come to some sort of agreement when you start coming out of here, because no way you're going to find your way out without my help, and I could use your help as well. Not only for the 2 Utes, but the council of this city. They got kind of fucked up trying to attack this place, and I think they're on their way now. So they're going to need help.
If it means murderizing any of these fucks, then I'm good with that, Vinny.
Well, it's definitely going to entail lots of murdering. So if that's what you like, then you're my dame, and we're going to make this happen.
Let's go on a date.
I'm all right.
Murder is such a harsh word, but yes, it's cease the existence of whoever is holding us here. I would like my cane back. I would like a weapon. I would like to kill.
And so, just before you say something, you're about ready to say something, Brittany. Go ahead and give me a computer check, Samuel. So it's intelligence and computers. You are rolling a difficulty of 9.
Oh, gee.
Ooh,
Ha.
okay.
Glad I'm not
You
making
spent
that
blood.
roll.
Okay. With computers, difficulty 9. Okay. I got. Let's see. Oh, if So I. Oh no. So I have 4 in intelligence. So I get to reroll 10s, right?
You sure do.
Okay. Okay. So just 1 success.
1 success. Okay. So you get it pulled up and you start typing away, and it takes you a little bit to figure out the password. But once you get into it, there's like a whole setup, and it's unfamiliar with, or you're unfamiliar with the setup of the computer system and the database it's using to access other parameters within the system. So when you look at it, you're like, oh, it's a little bit beyond you. If you have time, you can probably figure it out. But it was not made, the system itself, they didn't put a whole lot of effort into making it look nice or user-friendly.
Okay. I guess I'll keep working on that.
Okay.
Is anybody good with an axe?
Oh yeah, we.
All right, I'll toss the axe to Henri.
Okay. And then the 2 other Giovanni that were down here come walking out, and they've just got like a bundle of some stuff, and it's like Tommy's like, I think we found you guys' stuff.
Oh, that's good news.
At least we found our guns.
Is my purse there?
Yes.
My purse that has my gun in it.
Yes, including your shoes.
My shoe.
Do I have my gun? Do I have my shoes? Are my shoes there?
Something's never changed.
Yep.
I
But
assume
yes.
my gun and my knife is there.
Yes. They only came out with part of it, but they show you guys the storage closet where they really didn't even make an effort to house it well. They just tossed it in a closet.
So,
All right.
do I have my cane and razor and gun?
Yeah. Anything you have equipment-wise, you now have it back.
Oh, nice. I hand you the axe back. I have like a straight razor in my hand, and I'm like, this is much better. And then I twist the sword, the cane, pull the sword out. Oh, I like it. I did a little flourish. This axe is much more crude. I like my sword.
You're a crazy man, Henri. I think we're going to be friends. And I'll pull out my my silent. Are both of my pistols?
Yes.
Okay, I'll grab my silenced pistols and my taser, and I'm going to position those what's it called? The fire extinguishers, like near so that when we open it, they're in firing range.
How bright are these lights in here?
We shoot the extinguisher.
It'll
The
pop.
lights are not very bright.
Nice.
You can see, but it's more of the better term here would be more mood lighting, in a sense. So it's there's light to see. You're not going to just randomly bump into things, but it is a little dim, unless you're near some sort of like workstation or the examination rooms.
Is it dark enough to do my discipline?
If you step out of immediate sight, yeah.
Well, I can do it with. I've got vanish.
Yeah. You can still do it with people standing there. It's just a little bit harder if people are trying to find you.
So I go full ugly. I just reveal my face at this point, and so like my face is just it's like stretched backwards. Like all the skin, my eyebrows are actually up here because the way when I was embraced at the scream, and it's like my face went fluid and stretched backwards. So
You look like that guy from Roger Rabbit.
what's that?
You look like that guy from Roger Rabbit.
Yes, like eye holes are stretched way back. I mean, everything is just stretched back, and it just like And then you can see, like, as I turn, you can see, like, the ripples on the back of my head and everything, just where it all, just the craziness of it. I'm like, I do have the skills to hide, and I can move quietly, and so I can move as ahead to scout forward once we get through these doors. I don't have the ability to take someone with me, but I can move forward quietly and sneak and stab and kill.
Nosferatu, I
Yes, ma'am.
useful fellows.
I'm just gonna gently touch the back of your head. Jesus, did you do that to yourself? Because I can, if we come out of this unalive, I can do some things for you possibly.
Oh no, this is nice. I like the ways I look. My master, he's bigger. He has the ability to his mouth. He can put his whole mouth on someone's neck at one time. Like it's the beauty of the way he kills was I like the beauty of my ugliness. It's so you can work with the skin. This is very nice.
Memorable.
I really appreciate your perspective on these things, Henri. I mean, this is very refreshing, and I look forward to getting to know you outside of these walls.
So Demetrio as well as Dante, I would like to see the beauty of your work. You must. I have is in the van, the haven that I must show you my collection later. But as Ms. Judy said, with that save life story for later. I think you would appreciate my collection far more than anyone else would, I think.
And right as you just finished that sentence, there is a loud rumble. And it shakes the entire complex. So much so that you almost lose your footing and get thrown about a bit, hitting the sides and the room. Lighting goes completely out. You no longer hear the klaxon. And then another few seconds later, and then and you end up seeing backup lighting come on.
Is it red?
That was not good.
No, it's your typical like white lighting that those backup bulbs that shine down in.
I think it was not good for them. They may have captured someone else who has broken out on another level than here, and they are fighting them. I would think this is not expected. The way this explosion happened, this is not on purpose.
Well, whoever they're fighting, I hope they don't mistake us for them.
And then you hear some pieces collapsing outside the door.
We need to go now.
We need to get moved. You said what we hear pieces on the outside of the door. Does it sound like somebody's trying to...
No, you hear something collapsing.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm gonna continue to try and hack the system to get the door to open.
The computer system is down.
Oh.
Does the door open? Or is it still magnetically sealed?
That's a great question.
That's what I'm saying. Does it open? I try to open it.
Yeah, it opens.
Oh, I'm like, I will be here, but you will not see me. And I go into the closest room, and I obfuscate, and I come back out so that I'm not seen.
But the door doesn't go open very far.
Well, I open it a little bit, letting somebody else do the busy work at that point.
You guys can see that there's some rubble has fallen between where the door leads to and the door itself. So you're going to have to do some digging.
I will. I'll move up and I'll start to pull some of the debris out of the way, or at least try to anyway.
Okay. So you start doing that, and you get the door open enough, and you're going to have to kind of squeeze, and then start basically taking chunks and basically throwing it into the lab to start making room for the door to open. And you get it open enough, and the other two Giovanni guys that are there kind of squeeze through and start doing the same to help assist in getting the thing cleared. But from what you can tell, this hallway has not completely collapsed, but there is a big chunk of the ceiling that has kind of wedged down into the hallway. Like whatever explosion just happened was pretty serious.
Can we see like through the ceiling to the next floor?
Yes,
Does it? It doesn't have light either. I'm
doesn't
assuming.
have lighting. No,
Can we climb up there?
you sure can.
Anyone want to take a look up top?
I'll take a
Yep.
look, and I'm gonna kind of shoulder everybody by the way, and like maneuver my way up top to the next floor.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow close behind Dottie, just far enough back so that if she stops, I don't bump into her.
Okay, not a problem. So the two of you get to the what appears to be the floor above this. Largely open. Looks like it was some sort of office space that was still currently in construction. So there's no desks or anything of that nature. Just the support beams and some lighting that is wrecked at this point.
Are we? Is it above ground? Oh, sorry, I'm not there. Never mind.
There's the backup lighting. You can see the boxes here, but they're not on. So there must have been some severe damage, and you can actually see because there is a little bit of illumination coming from outside, from windows and what appears to be a front door. That parts of the building are just like falling off and into fiery pieces all around it. So the building is clearly on fire.
I'm just gonna look around and what the fuck? Seriously? And I'm gonna look around to see if there's anything in the vicinity that I need to be aware of before I head back down.
What are you looking for specifically?
Bodies.
Oh no, yeah, nothing like that. This is the floor here is very much like one of those empty office spaces you might see. There's nothing in here, no people, not even tools really at this point, just open office space.
So I'm going to climb back down. And it looks like this whole place is on fire. Maybe we should evacuate. I mean, unless there's anything that you want to stay in here for. This is a burning building.
No, let's make our way out.
I've had my fill of this place.
So Seth puts his knuckles together to help hoist you up.
Good man.
And then
I take his help to get up.
and then he asks you to wait before you go elevate yourself all the way up so he can get up before you and make sure that, if something's coming, it's going to hit him before you.
I'm gonna stay on this floor, just stay invisible.
Okay, not a problem.
The second floor, not with their. I'm gonna be up where Seth's at.
Yeah. So that's basically ground level at that point.
Okay.
So there's nothing else in here. There are double doors that are nearby. There is apparently a guard shack that was there, but nobody's obviously in it. The front of the building has been completely shattered by a van that was driven into the building. And it looks like there were signs of fighting in the middle front portion where the elevators are at. So there's like a lot of bullet holes and some general destruction, but nobody in here.
There's no bodies by the elevators or anything.
No, there are no bodies by the elevator.
Looks like we missed this soiree.
Don't mind so much. Well, shall we skedaddle?
Perhaps one of them vehicles is still operable, or does it look pretty destroyed?
you can see that there's a parking lot across from this building that there are still some vehicles.
Okay. Perhaps we can.
This van is completely inoperable. Like, it is thrashed.
Okay. Yeah. Let's get out of here before the dust settles.
Okay. As you guys pass through the hallway there, you can see that one of the elevator doors is open and nothing but carnage on the inside. There's a couple dead people in there, and there's all kinds of bullets.
Of course, it's always about
If there's
you,
people,
isn't
I would
it?
like to go feed, depending upon how dead they are. Like, can you tell? Can I tell like how long they've been dead? Because I don't, because I know if you feed off a body that's been sitting too long, it's not going to give you anything.
They're probably no good for that,
Okay.
given the fact that there are so many bullet holes in this particular elevator. They were sufficiently perforated, and you would probably need a straw and hope for the best on the blood on the floor, and that wouldn't qualify.
No, that's fine. I'm roughly at half my blood pool. That's why I need a.
Yeah.
I'm going to make my way back to the group then.
Okay. Yep. So you guys get out to the front door. Of course, there's still some shattered glass around. Like, whatever happened here, somebody came into this building with the intent of siege. Like, there is just carnage all here. And then when you turn around to look to see like where you came from, you can even tell that it looks like the other end of the building, because the bottom floor is all situated basically the same. Two sets of elevator halls, right in the middle and whatnot. And there's a similar setup at the complete other end of the building from where you're at. That windows are broken and shot out and damaged, and just something happened there as well. But I mean, it's dark, so it's a little bit harder to tell, and it's the opposite direction you're going. But you exit the front, and you can see that there are parts of the building. Thankfully, you're not close enough to it, so it's not causing a Rosh wreck, but it's definitely putting you on edge seeing these flaming building parts all around, like plaster and whatnot. But you make your way past the small parking lot for this particular office complex, and everybody's kind of hot-footing it, and you get to the parking lot where you see what appears to be a hoopty type car, like a hoopty, like a lowrider ish.
Low rider.
And then there's another van that's here.
Do any of them look like they're drivable?
Yes, both of them look like they're drivable. There are. It looks like fighting took place out here as well. You can see that there is some asphalt that has been turned up from gunfire, and that like another car is still kind of smoldering a little bit from flame, although it's almost out. But you can the smell of burnt rubber is positively disgusting. I want everybody to give me a wits and alertness check. Difficulty 6.
6.
I got a botch.
Nice.
2 successes.
First ones that they were thinking.
Van.
I got 3 successes.
There you go.
Successes?
Make up for us.
Okay.
That van over there.
Yeah. All right. So Samuel. So maybe it's because you're used to situations like this in your line of work, which is probably not the best thing to ever admit. But your head's always on the swivel, and you're always kind of just keeping yourself cognizant of your surroundings and what exactly is going on. And just off to the side, you see a crumpled body up against a building, and it appears to be female, and she may be trying to say something, but she's clearly reaching out.
Okay, I'm gonna. How far away is she?
Not terribly far, maybe 10 yards.
Okay. I'm going to turn to the group and say, there appears to be somebody over there by that building. I'm going to go check it out. And I'm going to, with my pistol at the ready, I'm going to advance on them in like a tactical manner, like gun drawn, ready to defend myself if I need to, but trying to stay on the balls of my feet, ready to jump if anything pops out.
Okay. So he is, he clearly knows how to move. And I don't mean as in athletic, sprints really hard, but he's very methodical in how he moves. It's very noticeable that all of you can pick that up. Is anybody else doing anything?
I'm gonna go to the van, see if it's unlocked, and see if there's keys inside. I can drive, but I don't have security or anything like that, so I can't break into it or I can't hotwire it. But if there's keys, I can drive it.
Okay. It is not unlocked. Trudy.
Mr. Cronin could probably help you with that.
So to get you, Mr. Cronin, can you break in? I can drive as a van, but I cannot.
So he looks to his boss and he says, "Yes, sir. I'll give it my best shot. Just give me a second." So
that would pop out of nowhere. I'm not sure how many of them are familiar with that, but I'll be a beat. When I go to open the van, I would suddenly show up, because I'm moving stuff. But
so he throws an elbow into that driver's side window and breaks it. So he reaches in, unlocks it, and he starts working on hot wiring the van. Dottie?
When I see Samuel start to go after someone, I'm immediately just kind of at the ready and very alert. And I'd like to use heightened senses to survey the area with better vision, if possible.
You certainly can. So go ahead and give me a perception and alertness check, difficulty 5.
Four successes.
4 successes. Okay, so you notice a couple of things. First thing you notice is the explosion has rained down kind of a radius effect around to other buildings that are here. So it wasn't just, boom and then kind of falling down like Nakatomi Plaza. It was more like boom and things shot out of the building. So there's collateral damage nearby. You notice that the first Ashland Federal Credit Union took some damage, like something flew into the window or something and broke it open from the on the second story. You can also tell that there's piles of rubble around the building. There's an odd humanoid shape out in the field.
Okay.
Now I say it's odd because it's suspended by something you can't quite make out why or what, but it's clearly a humanoid shape as you've kind of been able to pick up on it. It's a good 50, probably more like 75 yards from the building, from where you're at. It's through the parking lot and into this vacant lot that's clearly marked for sale, like they're trying to offload the property of some kind.
Okay.
And then of course you see where Samuel's going as well.
I'm gonna note that where the humanoid shape currently is, would it be more feasible to run there or to get in the van and drive there? If we could, where it's located, is it over?
You would probably want to run because the
Okay.
ground is not hard packed.
Okay.
It is
So
still slightly muddy from some of the rain and snow that they've had out here, so the van could quite feasibly get stuck going out there.
okay. So I'm just gonna turn to Trudy and Henri, and there's some wicked weird shit out here. So I'll be right back, and then I'm gonna take off and see if I can gingerly approach the humanoid shape to see what's going on.
Okay.
wicked weird.
Yeah. And so you hear Vinny say, "Okay, Utes, go back her up. We're not going to do this alone. You pull your weapons. Anything moves, you fucking blast it. Right, boss?" And so
Monsieur Conan, how are we doing with our van to start it?
he just got started. So Samuel, so you get over there, and the woman's arm kind of falls and is still kind of shaking. She's severely injured, but oddly enough, still conscious. So she has to be vampire or supernatural or something. Her long hair's got kind of clumps of blood in it. She looks like the majority of the damage she's taken has been from gunfire. Like she has gotten riddled up really bad. The way she's bent and kind of hunkered over or hunkered against the wall might indicate that her back is broken or there's some sort of maybe hip or spine damage. But you're not sure. Obviously, not a doctor. But you've seen enough trauma situations to know it's not good. Next to her is a woman, almost naked. Her clothing is severely burned, and to the point like it's hanging on by threads in certain points. It's so thrashed. Her hair is gone, and she has multiple scars all over her body, from what you can tell, even under exposed from like parts of the clothing that are showing. The odd thing about this situation is the bald woman who is there is sort of propped up in this other woman's lap. So the first instinct would be that didn't happen by itself.
Yeah, like as I'm approaching, does it look like it's been staged?
I don't know. I would say about staged.
Yeah, because I'm going to. Is there any? Okay, yeah, because like as I'm approaching and as I'm walking up to this, like this is starting to smell like a trap kind of thing. Like how far away from them am I?
You've covered half the distance at this point. If you want to double check, you're welcome to. That would be a wits and alertness check.
Okay.
Difficulty 8.
Okay. Okay, I got just one.
Just one. Okay.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. It would be a perfect trap, an easy one to plant. But given the carnage that you see like all around, if it was a trap, someone probably already screwed it up.
Okay. I'm going to, like, guns still out. I'm gonna move up to. You said the bald one whose like clothes are just barely like on them. They're propped up in the lap of the one who's like riddled with bullets.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna walk up. I'm gonna kneel next to them. Like I'm gonna try to, still keeping an eye out, but I'm gonna, I'm gonna just like kneel next to them and be like, I'm guessing you were here when the fireworks went off.
Yes, they used me for a trap for the others. I don't know what happened to them, but you've got to help, please.
Who's that in your lap you got there?
And she kind of half-heartedly smiles, and she says, "Probably the nicest one in town. Her name's Sophie."
Oh.
Would any of us know that name? Would I know that that's like somebody who was important to like the vampire scene and
Actually, specifically, yes, you would know that.
Okay.
She is a known Toreador.
Okay. So, and Okay, then I will. I'll holster my gun and I'll start to help get them over to the car. If possible, can I? While everyone's doing stuff, is it possible for me to like wave somebody?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah, I'll turn back to the group and I'll give like a sharp like shrill whistle and just like wave them over.
Okay. So those of you who are still there, Trudy and Henri, you end up hearing a whistle over where Samuel's at.
Is Cronin still in the car?
He's still working on the vehicle.
Okay,
So
then I turn to Trudy. I'm like, I'm going to help Ibn. I'm going to help Samuel see what he needs.
All right.
okay. And so before we continue, real quick, so Dottie, give me a wits and alertness check, difficulty 7.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
I got a 10, but I also got 2 1s. So
But it's not a bodge.
Uh.
It's just a fail.
okay, yeah.
So you're not really hauling ass. You're not, sprinting as fast as you can, but you're running it at a brisk clip. There's clearly an emergency at this point. And you're investigating. You get close enough. Now you haven't gone all the way, but you get close enough, and you can tell that this is a broken body impaled on a split rail fence.
Can I tell if that body? Well, I guess I can't really tell anything.
But
with
as you
those
do
rolls.
that, like that surprise comes over, you're like, as you're running and you make that realization, you stumble a bit. Now you don't fall or hurt yourself or anything. You stumble a bit, and it's this. Well, the first thing you notice, you kicked up. Maybe it looked kind of like dirt or something. Like because you're still in part of the parking lot, which was kind of odd. But then as you do so, like when you kicked it, it was kind of dirt looking. But then you also kicked up a big hunk of denim, almost like overalls.
I'm gonna stop and like do the hop as I'm falling over this and just kind of take a quick look.
Okay. So you kind of examine it, and it's pretty burnt and beat up as well, but that wasn't dirt. That was ash.
I'm gonna come to the realization that that was likely a member of the Kindred Society and just get very angry.
And so like the two Utes are kind of standing there looking back and forth at you, and they're like, Miss, should we check out the other one? I don't know if it's such a good idea we hang out in the open like this.
Yeah, let's check out the other one. 'Cause yeah, let's go.
Okay. So you go, you kind of running a decent clip again and running up to the split rail fence. This body is just kind of hanging there limp. Some burning, oddly enough, when you kind of go back and look, either this person was like somebody slammed this person down and, chose the split rail fence to stake them, which would be, a hella gruesome thing, or this person was in that burning building and got shot all the way out here and somehow only managed to get staked and mauled, of course, from, the impact and whatnot, but it's pretty gruesome.
Am I clearly the person is Kindred vampired to me at this point, or am I not able to tell?
Well, you still have heightened senses up, so why don't you give me a perception and an investigation?
Okay.
I will make it difficulty 6.
2.
Okay. You're reasonably certain based upon what you're seeing here and the fact that there hasn't been like any sort of bizarre decomposition or mass amounts of blood loss which would have precipitated something like this. That this is probably a kindred.
Okay.
She has kind of like her hair is kind of long and it kind of comes back to these more I don't want to say natural, but kind of a bohemian style hairdo with dreads and whatnot.
I'm gonna turn to the Utes and I'm gonna say, hey, you guys help me get her off this fence.
Yeah, sure thing. They kind of look at it and like, just 1, 2, 3 pull.
How about 1, 2, 3 lift, and then we gently carry her back over where
All right.
the van is.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So they get on like either side and leave you with the legs or whatnot, and so they do the call out and start lifting the person up, and you hear the splintering of wood just sticking into the body like a horrible thorny mass sort of thing. But you pull the body out, obviously not moving, but still kind of just limp and laying there. And they help you start bringing her back over there. So Henri and Samuel, you are starting to pull these two individuals back over to the van.
Well, wait, the burned toast one, is she gone, or is she worthy? I mean, it's something that we can save.
Well, do you have aura perception?
I don't. I have one in medicine, but nothing in aura.
Okay. Medicine would tell you that she's dead. But that's what it would tell you of every vampire.
Right.
So, beyond that, you can't really tell.
Okay.
Trudy. So Seth gets the van up and started.
Oh, that's me. Who is that person?
Who's that Trudy girl? Come on, Missy, he's talking to you. Oh, wait.
Do you think we ought to call in some help? Or, we're going to need a place to stay, but I don't want to take these folks back home. Maybe we ought to get a hotel room or something? Somewhere we can lay low?
So, since no one else, seems to be here, Seth comes in and he says, so the rental?
Well, we don't know these folks, but...
No, I know. That's why I wasn't saying it very loud, ma'am.
I guess it'll do in a pinch. We need to find somewhere else.
I could set them up in the garage.
Yeah. That'll work.
Okay. All right, so...
Call ahead and make sure they're ready. And if they can get some blood, I imagine everyone's going to need something.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on it, ma'am. And so he pulls out the phone and starts calling the staff and giving them a heads up of what's going on. So Henri and Samuel pull the bodies over at about the time that the two Utes and Dottie have come forward with somebody as well.
Looks like we found a handful of survivors. Did you all get that car started?
Yes, the van is going.
All right, let's.
And so and you hear Vinny saying, it's like, okay, well, I recognize some of these people, but I can't fucking go anywhere without my boss.
Mr. Giovanni, how many people are we looking for?
Fuck. trying to think. Like 7?
And all of this wreckage.
And a building on fire.
Well, on my way out to go find this one, and I pointed I gestured towards the bohemian looking lady.
Mm-hmm.
I did find some clothes and some ashes, so I think that might count for one of those bodies.
So that's 3.
Um,
4. What about that other lady you were talking to?
We have there's 2 right here we carried over.
Oh, so that's
Well-
4.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but Jill wasn't with him. That
yeah.
that
This one
broken
clangs to a
lady
bit.
here that was talking, her name's Jill.
So
she,
we
she
still
wasn't
need
one of them.
So we need an additional 4 people.
Looks that way.
And we got
We call in for reinforcements. I can do some damage control after the fact, but I don't know if we have. What time is it? What time is it right
At
now?
this point, it's like 1 in the morning right now.
Oh, so we got a little time.
Mm-hmm.
I can look a little, but this is not my specialty to search and investigate. It's do I have my cell phone, by the way, with my stuff?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I want to call my my retainer and see if I can get a hold of him, because I don't know what happened to him.
Okay. So you place a call and they pick up. And they're like, Jesus, hey, boss, where have you been?
Well, man, I don't know. How long have I been gone? I went to see this talk about Ashland, and I met in the Elysium, and you were outside. And did you just leave when what happened?
No, I took a rifle butt to the fucking face. They laid me out, and when I came to, it was damn near morning. I've been looking for you all day. Where the hell are you at?
I mean, some building that exploded. That's the that we have dead vampires, we have dead people, and I have new people here I'm with. And tell me, my collection is okay. Tell me that you have.
Oh, hang on. Wow, I wonder what the heck happened there. I had a gigantic spike in my computer processing. It's like I didn't hear anything. Everything just kind of said,
We had a little freeze in the stream, looks like.
yeah.
Oh,
That
so
came
I'm
from me.
kind of panicked with them, and I'm like, Robert, tell me my collection is okay. You have the van, and my collection is there, correct?
No, yeah, boss. Yeah, no. That's all fine.
Oh, takes too long to collect and make. Okay, so I don't. I take the phone. And I'm like, I look to Seth here. I'm like, where are we? Does he meet us here, or do we meet him somewhere?
Are you talking to Seth?
Yeah.
Oh, he's like, all right, ma'am, I don't suggest we have anybody meet here. The fact that this has all happened and the police have responded, or first responders are not here yet, leads me to believe that they're under somebody's control.
That is rather curious.
We have got to go.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if we have time to be looking for more people. At the very least, we need to get these people that we do have and at least move the van to a place that's less conspicuous than out in the open.
Well, let's take a quick look and see if anybody else is exposed. And otherwise, maybe they can last the day. But if anybody is out, then we need to pick them up.
I'm going to turn to the... Oh, sorry.
Perimeter check, is that what you... Sorry,
Yeah.
I picked up the Southern rather than the Texas.
Yes, ma'am, that would be a perimeter check.
Monsieur Conan, can you get the other car ready to go as well, so we can have 2 vehicles if we need them?
And he looks to Trudy, ma'am.
Sure.
All right, I'm on it. Just give me another couple minutes.
If we got enough drivers,
I can drive. I would assume if Mr. Corning can break into the vehicle, he can drive the vehicle as well. Groups of two, and as Mr. Vinny says, the two Utsis. So the youth season goes that way, and then I can go with one of the ladies, and then Samuel, you can take the other lady, and we can spread out.
Yeah, everybody pick a direction and let's go.
Okay, so the two Utes are going to go try and circle around towards the building to go see if they can find somebody from there. Dottie, are you going to investigate some of the wreckage that you've seen?
Yeah.
Okay. Who's going with Dottie?
I'll go with Dottie.
Okay.
I want to turn to where I presume the Giovanni, like the voice that we've been hearing, and I'm going to ask, like, do you have any sort of idea that perhaps your family member is alive? Can you track? Is that something you can do? It's my first time dealing with a ghost, to be honest.
He says, you know, quarter French, you're all right. You're not too bad for like, a fourth of a Frenchman. But no, we don't have any sort of thing like where we can just, call out like a motherfucking Highlander and just say, they're over there. We ain't got nothing like that.
That would have been too convenient. I guess let's get this search on the move. And and I'll draw my gun again, and I'll So are we leaving the van with nobody?
Yes,
I guess the
Cronin stay there.
I don't know how I feel like leaving the van with like 3 passed out kindred in the back of it. I feel like we should at least move it to a place where it's like less of a sore thumb.
why don't you go ahead and move it then?
Yeah, I'll move this real fast, and then we'll continue on with the search. I just don't want if more ATF shows up, I don't want the people that we're saving to immediately get picked off. So yeah.
With that being said, then is Trudy doing looking, or is she going to stay with the vehicle near Seth?
I'll stay there for now. As soon as he gets the car going, maybe we'll hop in and take a look.
Okay.
I don't want to leave him or go off by myself. So.
And so then, who is going with Samuel?
I'm fine going if because I think everyone else has spoken for her, unless the ghost wants to come with. Right, shotgun.
Should I go with Samuel then?
It's entirely up to all of you, however you want to do it.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll tell Seth that I'm gonna be second pair of eyes for Samuel, and that we'll be right back.
So he looks concerned, but he says, all right, man, you know best. So, Dottie and Henri, so you go walking in an eastward direction from the parking lot where you're at, kind of following the trail of damage and debris. You're walking over towards a bank that, of course, the alarms are sounding on. From where it looks like something was thrown into the building itself. Go ahead and give a wits and alertness check.
Three.
Okay, Henri. As you guys are trying to keep your head, your eyes peeled and figuring out just what exactly is going on, you see a leg kind of dangling out the window of the second floor.
Miss Daddy, look.
Well, yeah, that does look like a leg. We better go check it out. Can
Yeah,
you are we able to enter the bank from this point, or can he kind of like give me a boost up to
You can do either.
the second floor?
Hmm. You could do either.
I'm assuming a boost is going to be the quickest way, so I'm gonna
It would, yes.
Henri, give me a little push.
You got it. Yes. Lift it up away.
Yep, with your
All right.
potence, not a problem. Just heave up. So you get up into the room, and you see, you know those big, to quote Big Bang Theory, Brobdingnagian, a Brobdingnagian desk.
Okay.
It's one of those really big, thick wood. It's obscenely large, which is what Brobdingnagian means. And it's been broken and splintered into several pieces, and you see a body just kind of laying there broken. It is female. She has some clothing still remaining on her. The most noticeable feature is she's butt ugly, and she has kind of a punker hairdo.
Jesus, what happened to you? I'm just talking to no one in particular. I'm gonna kind of take her under the armpits, and I want to throw her down to Henri so that we can take her out.
Okay, Henri, go ahead and just give me a Dex and Athletics check.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, geez, I have nothing in athletics. So is that a higher difficulty or?
No, just less dice to roll.
Right. I have one success.
One success. Okay. So she kind of dumps the lifeless body out the window, and maybe you weren't completely ready for it, so it's not so much of a catch as it is you gracefully put yourself in the way. So the body collapses onto you, and you kind of stumble off onto the ground. But this woman, based upon the damage and the distance from this building, looks like she probably shot from one of the higher levels, one of the higher floors, and whatever explosion happened, she was thrown all the way over here into this office, or not the office, but the second floor of this Federal Credit Union.
Now you said she was ugly. Is she ugly like I recognize her as one of my kindred ugly, or she's just ugly?
She could easily be a Nosferatu. It is not the type of ugly that people strive to achieve.
All right. Like, oh, pretty lady, are you okay?
And she's completely out, not completely unresponsive.
Daddy, is there more? Is it this? I'm like yelling up to her. I'm like, Daddy, is there more?
I'm gonna take a quick look around the upper floor to see if there's anybody else before lowering myself down.
Okay. Thankfully, you don't see anything. You see some more debris, which basically peppered the building like buckshot. But otherwise, no, you don't see any other bodies or anything else. It looks like this building was probably completely empty at the time of the explosion.
Okay.
So, do we have time to see if we can get to is the vault open or just time to go?
I think it'd be prudent for us to go.
Prudent is important, but if there's money right here, that'd be nice to have some money. So
We can come back for that,
well, this is true.
but I appreciate your spirit. I think there's other things we need to focus on right now, like murdering these guys.
Well, yes. Well, help me with this little lady here.
I mean, she's not so little, but I'll get her legs.
Well, it's all in perspective.
Well said, Henri. So you try to basically carry her back to where the van is at. The other vehicle at this point is now in operation, also hot wired by Seth. And you end up seeing the two Utes. They're actually walking back with somebody who's limping. and all wet. Like soaking wet for some reason.
She landed in a duck pond.
So they come walking up, and you end up hearing, you know, Vinny yell, "Boss! Holy shit, you made it out of that and you're walking!" And you see, you know, well, she probably would have been well dressed in like a power suit of some kind at the time, but not so much anymore from the blast and the damage that was taken, and her hair's like completely flat. But you know, she coughs you know, a bit, and she's like, "No, yeah, Vinny, I made it. I got thrown into a fucking river. Who are these people?" And he's like, "Don't exactly know, boss, but they seem to be doing all right in my book." And she's like, "Okay, fuck it, fine. I don't care." Yeah. Do we got some place to go? Because otherwise, we need to go to Collins. And
We are waiting for Chuti and Samuel to come back.
so there's probably a pause, as if like Vinny is turning to speak to somebody, but of course nobody can see Vinny. And he's like, "I think there was a discussion to go someplace else. I didn't catch it all. I was trying to keep my eyes peeled. I think we got most of the others, but there's still some unaccounted for, ma'am." And she's like, "I need to sit down." She just sits down and is holding her head, clearly still ringing. So Trudy and Samuel, go ahead and give me a wits and investigations check as you guys are kind of poking around.
I'm not good at this kind of thing. I got one of one.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 6.
6. Okay, I got 4 successes.
4 successes. All right.
Wow.
This is my jam.
Obviously, he is good at something. I like this.
Yes. So you start kind of poking around, and again, you just kind of instinctively start following kind of the radius effect that Dottie had kind of pointed out at one point. Like there was the blast, and then clearly things got shot all over the place, and then you come back around, and you end up. You see there's some scattering of clothing at this point that you can see. Most of the clothing that you see looks like they were the sort of like Catholic vestments that are, you know, burnt up and whatnot. But there's enough of them there that you can make that out.
I would recognize this, wouldn't I? Because of a merit that I have.
Good question. Let me take a look. It doesn't sound familiar, but I could be wrong. Dun, 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 dun. Oop, I pulled up the wrong sheet. That's not going to help.
Henri has different merits.
No.
No, you don't think so?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it wasn't the same area. I see where you're getting at now, but no, it wasn't the same area.
Okay.
And you also make out there was an outfit. It was in black and kind of dark purple, kind of a dress sort of setup. But it's also very thrashed like the other clothing, and there's, you know, ash kind of going throughout the rest of it. Almost, this particular outfit almost looks sort of goth. Like whoever wore it may have been goth, female.
All right, well, There's a few more
Hmm.
that didn't make it.
Sifting through the clothing, do we find? Oh, excuse me. Like we're I guess, yeah. Well, never mind. I was gonna say, will we think this is kindred? But I guess wouldn't. Sorry, I got something in my throat. I guess we wouldn't imagine like an ATF member in clothes out here in this thing. But
Yeah, not quite like that.
okay. Yeah, let's keep on the trail and see if we
Okay.
find anything.
And just as you get done, dealing, with that and kind of picking it over and looking at what is there, you end up seeing two guys kind of picking themselves up off the ground near a tree, probably in front of you. So more of a I don't want to say northern, would be southern-ish direction from where you're at. So a little bit of ways from the building itself. They're in black tactical gear and
I've got my
clothing.
pistol ready.
Very similar, Samuel, to the ones that you saw before. And it looks like as you spot them, they spot you two.
Okay. Do we have any cover between us and them?
No.
No.
And they have
Okay.
they have that oh shit look as they draw their weapons.
I'm gonna shoot.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and go to
Wow.
initiative real quick.
Okay.
So add your dexterity and your wits and 1d10. That will tell us how quickly you move.
8.
8 as well.
Nice. Okay, well, maybe you guys move just a little bit faster because you may have spotted them quicker. They're drawing their weapons and pulling them up on you, but you got the drop.
Oh, wow. I rolled a 1. So. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
Firing on them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll dexterity and firearms.
Dexterity.
Remember, with firearms, the higher the roll, the better.
In this case, since I got a 1, I got 1 success.
Hmm.
2 successes minus a 1.
All right. Of course, it's always
I
about
got
you, isn't it?
5 successes.
5 successes.
Yeah. Would have had 6, but I got a 1.
And you are 2-gun mojoing it, right? Or just the one?
Yeah, I think I'm more just like yeah, one-handed or like yeah, tactical. I'm not like Neo from the Matrix.
No, but that's fine. You're still doing the 2.
Yeah.
We lost Todd.
Oh.
Computer just froze. Restarting.
Okay. So
How far away are these guys?
1 second, guys.
Okay.
Okay.
He had some of the stopsies.
Yeah, that happens. I'm gonna switch. So I'm gonna switch it so everybody can, of course, see us what we're doing. But I got to switch it over to a window and remove some graphics. Okay, so at any rate, let's switch over to that real fast. Yoink. And Zevia. Which you can actually see more of my background. Anywho. So Trudy, your shot goes wide. Oh, hey, he's back already. Hot diggity dog.
I'm trying. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hello.
So your shot goes wide. Trudy, unfortunately, it was, despite your best effort, you have Seth for this sort of thing. So
Well,
Although you may want to
I am-
have him take you out to the gun range. However, so Samuel, you're firing both guns, right?
Would I be able to hit each dude?
You can sure
I guess,
try,
once
but your
with-
next shot with your offhand will be down 1 die.
Okay. Yeah, why not?
Okay, so bam, bam.
Okay. So that was 5 successes for the shot, and then I'll roll again. -1 die. Okay. I got a 10 for because explosion.
Yes, they still do.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I got 5 successes on that one.
Oh, lordy. Okay, and you got how many on the first one?
I think I said 4. Yeah, 4. It was 4
Okay.
on the first and then 5 on the second.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the first one, go ahead and roll your damage +2.
Okay.
On the second one, go ahead and roll your damage, and that's +3.
Okay.
One of the nasty things about firearms is when you catch, it's kind of flat-footed in a sense. When you catch them with more than they have of their available dodge, that adds to your dice for damage.
Nice. Okay, so I wrote down that I have 2 silenced pistols, but I just wrote down the stats as being light pistols.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at the ranged weapons chart. Like, is that accurate? I imagined it was just like a 9, like
Mhm.
with the little.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I think the base damage fills is probably about 4.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, 4 damage +2. You said for the
On
first
the first
one.
one, +2, so 6 total dice.
Oh, 6 dice.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay, so that is not as great as I would have hoped, but that's 2 successes.
Okay, so you hit him. They're connected. Roll the second one.
Right. And you said plus
4 + 3, so 7 dice for that one.
okay. All right. Come on. Good roll. Okay, that's a better roll. Do 10s explode on damage for guns? Or...
No, they do not.
No? Okay. So then I have 4 successes on the second shot.
Oh, nice. Okay, so first one, you catch him. He caught it like in the torso. Looks like it was probably absorbed by his Kevlar armor that he's wearing. The second guy, as he was pulling up his weapon, you caught him like right in the head. And so he just continues right down, dead as a doornail.
Nice. Okay.
You're a good man to have around.
The other guy, he returns fire with his MP5. Just since he's spraying, go ahead and both of you make a dodge, because he's basically spraying and praying as he's trying to run.
Okay. That's Dex and
Dex and athletics.
Dex and athletics.
Okay. Also, when we were getting our gear back in the building, would I have been able to get my Kevlar vest?
Yeah. Oh yeah. All your gear is returned.
Okay. Cool.
I have 0 successes.
Ooh.
I got a 10, but I also got a 1. That's all right.
I got 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. So he kind of sprays wildly. You don't have a problem dipping out of the way before the gunfire actually catches at you. Trudy, on the other hand, decides to greet the gunfire with her body. So she ends up taking 2 shots to the torso. You can, however, roll your stamina to try and absorb it.
And my fortitude.
And your fortitude. If you would like to spend a point of blood to make those automatic, you can.
Jerome, I was planning on shooting on this round as well, because as soon as everything froze, I don't know where I am right now.
You aren't near them for this. You're back at the van.
Yeah, I'll spend 1 blood.
Oh, okay.
That activates all 3. That makes my fortitude automatic.
Yes.
So then do I still roll?
No. If you have more soak at that point, then they basically hit you, and fiercely do damage to your clothing.
I got more. Okay, wait, so then I don't have to roll at all?
No, you have,
Okay.
what's your fortitude?
3?
3? Then yeah, no, those bullets do no damage.
Gotcha.
Nice.
They hit you, they welt under their own impact and savagely damage your clothing. So if your clothing was important to you, that would probably make you angry, but otherwise, no.
Damn
You've got
it.
no complaints.
I got more.
Like this check.
I'm gonna walk toward him with a nonplussed look.
Now he's running at this point.
Oh, he is.
Oh yeah,
Can I try and shoot him again?
you guys sure can. He is full on sprint at this point, trying to get the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah, no witnesses.
And again with let's one success.
I like Sophie Gone Texas.
Because of the rolls or the clothes?
Both.
That's just one success from my first shot. Yeah, a lot of ones, taking away all my good numbers. Then for the second, it's the same dice pool -1, right?
Yes.
Okay, so one success for the first one, so it's probably a miss. Second one. Yeah, apparently I've used up all my luck. That's another just one success.
Okay. So your first one, you got what?
Just one.
Just one? Okay, yeah. So you guys are just pumping rounds into the area, and it's very cinematic. Like the ground is just like popping all around it, and just throwing a little bit of dirt and rock and whatnot as he's just hauling ass as much as he can.
Okay. I'm going to run over to his friend.
Okay.
And is he still alive?
With a head wound?
I mean, I could have got him like in the cheek or something.
No.
No?
Yeah, no.
Okay. All right. In that case, I'm going to
Would you like to give him
him.
CPR?
Well, I'd like to give him mouth to throat. I'm going to
Like to
feed
give
it
him
a
a
little.
knuckle sandwich?
Yeah, I'm also going to take his, which is you said it's an MP5?
It's an MP5, yes.
Okay, cool. Now I've got a machine gun. Ho ho. But I'm gonna feed a little bit, and then I'm gonna motion for Miss Trude to follow suit.
Okay.
In fact, no, I'll offer first. I'll be like, "Would you like to do the honors?"
Oh, he's not my type. Go right
Well,
ahead.
So
Well, for
you're
me.
letting this agent get away?
Oh, no, I guess we'll. I guess
Can I try
assume
that machine
got
gun?
over. Sure. Yeah, I'll take another shot at him
Okay.
if we time.
Third time's a charm.
It's at range at this point. He's getting out there, but yeah, I mean he's just running on foot trying to find cover.
Okay.
Do we hear this gunfire, and how far away are they?
You do hear the gunfire. They are a little ways away down the parking lot. So you can see them, in a gunfight, but it's not in your immediate area.
This time I got no successes. I swear I could use a gun.
Nice.
Okay. All right. This time, the dice gods have blessed. Oh, I get to reroll time. Okay. Is it with difficulty 6?
It's always difficulty 6. Yes.
Okay. So I got 7 successes on my first shot.
Poof.
Wow.
Roll again.
Yeah, making up for the last shot of the last. Okay.
This is going to be rough.
I have people for this kind of thing.
That you do.
And that is 3 successes for the second.
Okay. So the second one does not land, but the first one does. So you are up 4 dice for your damage.
Oh, so it's 4 plus 4, so 8?
Yes.
Oh, goodness.
Goodness indeed.
I like Creole Remus too.
Okay, that is 3-6 that one. Didn't roll so good for the damage. A lot of 5.
So what'd you get?
3 successes.
Okay. So you hit him and you cause him to go down, but it doesn't look like he's dead.
Okay. I'm gonna.
He probably took a lot of that with what was left of his Kevlar armor.
Okay. I'm going to.
I might as well
gonna-
shoot again too. If we're gonna shoot again.
Okay. So hold that thought. So Dottie, Henri, you can see this gunfire going on at this point, and it's been gunfire rattling off pretty quick. It doesn't look like that the other two are in immediate danger, even though they're being fired on. It looks like whoever they're firing on is trying to get the hell out of Dodge, is trying to run away.
Have we put the body that we have in the van yet?
Yes.
Yes. Then I am going to go and see what all the hullabaloo is about, don't you know?
So you're
I'm
gonna
gonna run out that way as well.
So you're gonna run or use the cars?
Oh, it's the parking lot, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna leave the van here. Cronin's still inside the hoopty, right?
What's that?
Is Cronin still inside the hoopty?
Yes.
Oh, Cronin.
It's his name, isn't it? Did I get it right?
Yeah, Seth Cronin.
Seth Cronin.
Right. So if Cronin's still inside the hoopty, I'm just gonna say, looks like the lady's in trouble. Give me a ride.
Right away, sir. So he throws that vehicle into gear and speeds off into the in the lowrider across the parking lot. You guys hear this engine roaring and coming out your direction.
I'm just gonna take my gun and just like lean it against the window so I can get a better aim at the guy that's running away from them.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your dexterity and firearms. Difficulty 7 because Seth is spinning the vehicle.
That's fine. 1 success.
Okay. So you fire the shot. Shot unfortunately goes wide. It you end up seeing it strike the ground somewhere near him, but he as he spun the vehicle, he ends up hitting the guy with the back end of the car,
Nice.
sending this guy flying end over end just in a heap.
Stop the car.
Yeah, he brings it to a stop.
Since I was running at this point,
Mm-hmm.
have I made it up to that area yet? Because I would like.
We'll say you have. Oy. Hang on. If you can hear me.
Breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, no, sorry. It was a high server load or something.
Oh, no worries.
Totally on me. So you're running up and doing what?
Beating the shit out of this guy, and I'm going to try and feed.
Okay. I will make you role play that out. So. Oops, there we go.
And I'm gonna.
You
Yeah,
beat him down and feed.
I'm gonna take a little bit from this the dude that we did shoot down, and then I'm gonna start. And then I'm gonna. Because how much blood do they have, like in their bodies?
Given the damage that they've taken, you can pull a total of 7 out of both of the guys.
Okay. You know what? In that case, I'm going. so I shot this dude in the head. Because I'm thinking now, like this is a Capri Sun I can take to the people that we have been rescuing. So I'm gonna take all of his fun weapon stuff, and then I'm gonna start marching him back up the hill to or like over to where the other car. It looks like some people, especially in half, use a drink.
Hmm.
I'm not even thinking in that mode. I'm gonna step up, jump out of the car where Dottie's feeding, and just say, "Oh, mon ami, I just say I would like to feed as well."
I have at it.
So how many do you take, and how many do I get?
I'm just gonna take 2. Is my feeding flaw very apparent at this point?
Interesting. Okay, so here's what ends up happening. So I'll narrate this piece. So the guy is still the one guy who got hit by the car. I mean, he's not completely immobile, but he is clearly dying. I mean, he's just hurt and he's been shot and he got hit with a car and you just see a very pissed off Dottie like grab him, pull him up right to his face, and she bares her fangs at him, just hissing and making sure very clearly that he knows he's about to die at the hands of an apex predator. And she doesn't bite him politely. It's just just very primal, bites down and just sinks it in. You hear the audible crunch of bone and sinew and cartilage as she digs into the neck and starts draining the last ebbs of life from him.
She is enthusiastic.
You feel like my like my master does.
I have quite a voracious appetite, I guess you'd say, Henri.
My master could he could drain one of the vessels in the time it takes usually for me to get 3 blood. He could drain a vessel. So
Thank you, thank y'all for the assistance. I think I'm gonna take this one here up to some of our crispy friends. They probably need something to take the edge off.
well, I'm going to whatever's left when Miss Dottie is done. I would like to feed myself, guys. I am feeling a bit speaking to myself.
Okay, so with that being said, you basically corral everybody back to the van and try to get the rest is figured out. You can, however, hear sirens finally coming.
Is that everybody? Did,
Uh,
did,
Mir-
we miss anyone?
Miriam shakes her head. She says, "No, we're missing 3, and I don't know where they're at. Where's Bear?" And she looks around. There's like nobody can answer that question. She's like, "Vinny, where's Bear?" And he's like, I don't know. I have no clue."
Dottie found some overalls that were covered with ash. Is this the bears you're looking for?
Yeah, and I'm just gonna kind of like
And so she
wipe out my mouth. Yeah, they're real denim-y.
she just shakes her head and she says, "Is that Remus kid around here someplace?" And she kind of describes, some semi-youthful hobo.
I was not seeing. No.
And
I
she's
didn't
like,
see anyone like that.
and then she describes, a guy who probably sounds kind of like a biker. She says this guy, he's got a pretty big tattoo of a skeleton arm up one side. His name's Colin. Anybody see him around?
No.
She's like,
No.
his fucking truck isn't here either.
Nobody introduced themselves tonight.
I'm hoping for Sophie's sake that he did. This is not going to be good. Okay, so we got to get out of here.
You can stay at a place that I've got that's nobody knows about it, so as far as I'm aware.
Okay, we were. Well, I'm going to give you an address. Just take us all there.
To this address.
Yes, to this address. Just go ahead and take us all there.
I'm gonna. Oh, who's driving? I guess we got two cars, so
I can drive, but I don't know the city.
Hey, Dante, what's going on,
It's
man?
nothing fancy. I can drive one of them.
I assumed that Seth would drive one, but if
Well,
If not, that's fine.
Seth is going with you. So whichever vehicle
All right.
you're in, he's going with you.
How many
I'll
people
drive.
fit in the hoopty?
So who's driving what?
I'll
Well,
drive
how
the
many-
other vehicle, the larger one.
So,
How many can fit in the hoopty?
in the lowrider, you could easily fit 5.
all right,
I'll go in the van.
we'll take the hoopty.
Okay.
I'll get in the van and I'll be in the back with the bodies.
Okay. So you guys end up following the directions to this address. It takes you to the outskirts of town. It's on a mountaintop that kind of overlooks Ashland proper.
I'm gonna call my ghoul up on the way and tell him where we're going.
Okay. And he just lets you know that he'll be there as soon as he can find it. And you come rolling up. There's one vehicle here that's out front. Looks like it is one of those. They were in the Italian Job. What the heck is it? Cooper, Mini Coupe. So you see a Mini Coupe out here. The lights at the place are off, and it looks like. Oh, cool! Thank you very much, Dante. He's also hosting
nice.
us, so that was very cool.
Thanks, Dante.
So with that being said, as you guys come pulling up into this gravel driveway, it's an older looking house, probably built in the in the 80s. Decent size, however. It's got a pretty expansive looking garage. But the house itself looks like there's like security shutters down and everything. And as you guys approach and Miriam is well, as best she can, helping get other people out. When she gets, because she's like carrying the person identified as Sophie, the bald one, with her. She approaches the door and the door just opens automatically. Like nobody touches it, just kind of swings open.
Is this?
And
I'm gonna look. Oh, sorry.
when you do, you end up seeing this. He's on the short side, kind of dusty red short hair, portly. Doesn't look like he's had a good day at all. Wearing eyeglasses, and he's got 2 really big pistols in his hands right now. And he sees, obviously, people that he's familiar with. And he's like, "Oh my God, Sophie! Quick, come inside, hurry! Who are these people?" And Miriam, explains that they're with us. Just, keep an eye out. And everybody, starts, bringing them inside and laying them down on whatnot. When you get in there, there's a guy strung up on the couch. There's a guy He's just kind of laying there limply. He actually has an IV already in him, and it looks like they've been giving him blood. He has a pretty wicked-looking wound in his leg. Otherwise, he's fairly well built. Has some tattoos, but nothing really denotes anything. He has short hair, peppering on the side of gray, but not quite completely. But he's just kind of laying still there. There's two other women on the inside. One is kind of supporting the other at this point. But the other one is just kind of unsure of her footing and her legs apparently. But they're looking very concerned. Everybody comes in at this point, and they lay everything down, and Miriam actually lays down at this point, very weary of everything that's happened. And the portly guy kind of looks to all of you, and he's like, "All right, I've had enough of this. These visitors by night. Who the hell are all you guys?"
Y'all had a adventurous night, it looks like.
You guys
Well,
aren't
Shantae,
Sabat as well, right?
Thank you for letting us into your home. I am Henri. These are my new friends, Miss Trudy and Dottie and Mr. Samuel and the Utis back here, the Ricky and Tony, and then the Invisible Man, Vinny's back here somewhere. Cronin's over here, and that's much as I know.
Holy crap, that's a lot of names. Okay.
Who are you?
My name's Doug.
Would y'all care to explain what in tarnation is going on in this town? I thought it sounded like a nice place to settle in, but my opinion has changed somewhat since this morning.
I'm sorry. I'm like the last person who should probably explain this. I'm not high in the food chain. But apparently some like mortal hunter guys like the ATF and some church guys with, I think Lila said it was True Faith, whatever the fuck that is.
Don't want to mess with True Faith, no.
They like burned people and caused all kinds of problems, and they attacked our other home and burnt it to the ground. It was horrible. I think I still have a concussion.
Yeah, maybe you should go into another room and laugh. Sounds like you've been through a lot.
I can't. I was told that I had to watch over everything, including this new guy out on the couch.
And who is this on the couch?
I think his name's Blaine.
Blaine.
And ladies, who are you? That is behind you, Mr. Doug.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch the French accent. Huh?
The ladies behind you, who are they?
That's Susan, and that's Stephanie. They're both a little weirded out by this whole thing, too.
Yes, I think we're all a little bit weirded out.
What time is it at this point?
Probably like 3, I would guess.
Hang on. Laggy problems again. Dang it. There we go. And now we're back. Oi. Sort of. There we go. I don't get why it keeps lagging down like that. I'm going to have to look into it. It's actually my system bogging down. So,
it's not,
sorry about that.
It's not the server?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, nope. it's doing it again. Hold on. Good grief. Come on.
Oh yeah, we froze.
No, I know. It's because of me.
I
Sorry, guys.
faced.
My system keeps bogging down for some reason. Ah.
Ah,
There we go.
ooh.
Oh,
Okay,
they can
so
still hear us at least. There we go. That's a good thing.
yeah.
Thanks, Davy Jones.
So at any rate, sorry about that. So back in game.
Samuel had asked what time it was.
At this point, we'll say it's with everything that's happening, it's about 2 now.
Okay.
Okay, so it's not quite time to turn in.
All right, can
And keep your
we
foot off that
assess where
blasted
these
summer
folks are?
flange.
We need help. What kind of help can we offer them?
I
Yeah,
would
you-
like to inspect the bodies, if possible, using my medicine.
Which bodies?
Of the ones that are not moving. The
The injured
vampires that we
vampire.
picked up from
The ones we
Oh,
brought
the
back.
wreckage.
Okay. You don't even have to roll. Really, it looks like they're probably all in torpor at this point from the damage. So if they just get blood and get time, they'll be able to heal it and come out themselves.
Okay.
The city is new. To me, that my retainer is on the way. Once he gets here, we'll go round up some bodies to feed and to nourish the ones and to nourish ourselves, of course.
If drum just like rewinding it back like that, like to the van. If nobody was going to feed from it, I probably would not have brought it with us, just because like I would be worried that like somewhere on like the Kevlar or some like they might have like for like where all of their soldiers are. So brought it along.
Yeah, you didn't have to bring the body. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. We could say that you just left it there.
Okay.
I wanted to drain the guy that Dottie and I were feeding off of. How much did I get off of him after she fed?
Well, there was a total of 7 blood points.
So, Samuel, you took how many?
Well, I wasn't gonna feed, but if we're dude behind, like I'll take. If there's 7, I'll take 3, and then you can have the remaining 4. So that sound good?
Well, you took 3 and Dottie took 2, so that would give me 2, then, right?
Oh no, well, because I grabbed a different dude. Like you guys were beating that.
Well, no,
you
there
guys hit
were
with the car.
7. There were 7 points amongst both of them, based
It's
off of
7 altogether.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Well,
That's
in
okay.
that case, I would only take 2 then.
So you take 2, Dottie takes 2, and I get 3? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
I am still hungry.
After I check the vampire bodies, I want to go check out who's on the couch and what's wrong with them.
Okay. Go ahead and for this one, intelligence and medicine.
Can I assist her on that?
Do you have medicine?
Yeah.
Sure.
I have 4 successes, but 1 is a 10, and I have a 4 in intelligence. Do I re-roll that one then?
You sure do.
Nice. I got 1 6.
Okay.
I can agree with you.
Okay, so it's just the 4.
Okay, just the 4. He has taken a pretty decent gunshot to the leg, and he has lost a lot of blood. The stick that they put on them, you're surprised it actually took. Like you can tell somebody who stuck this guy to give him blood and to set that shunt in probably didn't know what they were talking about or doing, and they lucked out.
I'm gonna go ahead and do my best to fix him up.
Okay. So you were doing that. You're getting him, you're redressing his wound. You did manage to find one additional bag of blood, which may not be enough, but it's more than what he had. And you correctly set it up at this point, taking some time and making sure that he's okay. The rest of you, at this point, since we are now coming to a close for this particular scene, what is it that you're doing to wrap up from here? Now that you've gotten these vampires in some sort of safe haven.
I am going to try and call my counterpart and figure out if he's okay.
Okay, so you're following up with your people.
Mm-hmm.
Trudy.
I'm going to go talk to Miriam.
Okay.
Introduce myself, give her my card, explain that I'm in town for a little while, and as the Donna, if she could use my assistance, I would be happy to help.
Okay. Samuel.
I would probably want to go and talk with Miriam in order to like what had happened, like what was the situation up to this point, and then after that was done, I would want to I would want to contact some of my people in order to like let them know like what the situation is up here.
Okay. Not a problem. And Henri.
As soon as Robert gets here, I want to go with him to go hunting. I need to feed up to par, and then whatever. While I'm waiting for Robert, I'm going to ask them what's a good hunting ground, basically, and get some bodies to bring them back here.
Okay, fantastic. So then we will take care of all that in a sort of a downtime sequence leading up to the next game, which will be Season 3. In the meantime, so you take care of the little bits here and there and the discussions and whatnot, while the one of the new heroes of the story, Henri, is out hunting and trying to get blood for everybody. That's very admirable. So, as I warned everybody, there is a final narration to Season 3 or Season 2. And it's just a complete narration, so it's just kind of a story. So it's there for not only the players, but for the audience as well. So.
Oh, wait, before you start, I'd like to invite Dottie out to my van. I want to show her my collection.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that later.
You can talk about that later,
Yes.
but I definitely want to show her my collection.
Yeah, you might want to IM her.
Priorities.
Yeah, I was going to say, you might want to IM her directly to talk to her about that.
Oh, yeah. I'm good.
All right.
Then I can show you mine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, a lone truck drives its way up through the winding hills of Ashland proper. The sounds of some 80s band, probably not Metallica, but Motley Crue, kind of blaring from the stereo as the individual is trying to steel his nerves, his knuckles gripping white across the steering wheel, knowing that something has come up. But he turns and looks to the passenger who's sitting across from him. And he says, "So why so quiet, Fred? You've been quiet for several years. You had the chance to talk. Now you're just kind of spacing out." And the individual looking across from him, a little worse for the wear. He's got his eyes kind of sunken in. And he doesn't look super healthy. But then again, he never really did. His hair is just kind of matted a little bit and not very well kept. But he's also bound. And he shoots a comment off to the driver, and he says, "What is there really to talk about? I mean, I already know what it is you're doing." And he says, "Well, you know what it is I'm trying to accomplish, but I had to bring you along. I mean, Fred, it's not like anybody else really wants you around." And so he turns and he shoots a look, at the driver, and he says, "You know my name's not Fred." And he says, "Yeah, I know, but with everything that's going on, I use your real name. The wrong people find us, and yeah, it's just not a good look." He says, "So, okay, fine. So let's say bygones be bygones, and despite the fact I'm still tied up, you're going to keep your word, right? I help you with this, and you're going to let me go." And he says, "Absolutely. I fully intend on that." And as he's driving, he comes up to a stop to this old abandoned building, creepily sitting there for many, many decades, abandoned, wind blowing through several sections. Some might say it was an abandoned mental hospital with a dark and sordid past. The guy, Fred, looks at it and he says, "So this is the place? I mean, even I didn't go here." And he says, "Yeah, no, Fred, this is the place." He said, "If I had more time, I would have gone to somebody else. I mean, you have to understand, you were the last option for me. But given the circumstances, I'm confident we can make this work." He says, "Well, I mean that," and the guy looks at him and says, "Yeah, well, it's not like I didn't hear you working on this spell day in and day out." And so the driver's like, "Well, no, that is true. That was a convenient nuance of the situation. So I guess you could say luck favored me for the time being." Fred looks at him and he says, "All right, so you're going to let me out of this truck, or what's the deal?" And he says, No, just give me a moment. I'm stealing my nerves." He says, "Stealing your nerves? I don't get it. You're like one of the hardest asses that I know of, and I should know." And he says, "No, I get it. Yeah, you should know. But you should also know when we're delving into the unknown, if you're stupid, you're not going to fear it." And he says, "Yeah, whatever. Look, let's just get this over with." So they exit the vehicle. And he stands there. And he looks to Fred. And he says, "All right. So now we need to do this in unison. So I can't have you stuttering. I need to know you've got this memorized. Because, it's our asses on the line if that happens." He says, "No, I get it. I want to be out of these binds. I want my life back." And he says, "No, I get it. I completely get it." And he says, "I hear Portland's not bad this time of year. Maybe you could make a run of it up there." And he says, "Portland, really? I thought they were in total chaos, a couple of years back." And he says, "Oh, no. They got some new Primogen or Prince or whatever the fuck you call it, and it seems to be ready to go." And he says, and so Fred's kind of nodding. He's like, all right, getting kind of pumping himself up. And then and as he was released, to free up his hands, because to work his magic, he's also going to need the use of his hands as well as the speaking portion of it. He turns and he looks at the driver and he says intently, and he says, "You're going to finish releasing me. and he starts holding his head and gripping in pain and almost falling to his knees. And he says, Fred, you really didn't think I wasn't going to come prepared. You ran into this the last time. And he just kind of taps the necklace he has around his neck. And he's like, son of a bitch. I forgot about that. He says, now don't screw me. I'm serious when I said this. I'll keep up my end of the bargain. Don't pull that shit again, though. And he's like, all right, whatever. And so they begin. And they begin in unison, chanting in an eldritch tongue that even some blood magicians don't use anymore. It's fallen out of disuse. And much like the sound of ice breaking against one another in giant sheets, like ice caps kind of breaking and slowly kind of that churning, a breaking sound. Something starts to split in front of them in the midst of the air, and it's dark. It's shadowy. It's almost a reflection of the world that's around them, but in a deep-seated, hellish sort of environment as it starts to expand and get larger. And he pauses, and the man looks to him. He says, "All right, Fred, this is where we finish this." And he says, "All right." And so he kind of spreads his legs to get ready to, or opens them up enough to make sure that he can cut him free. And he takes a bladed weapon and rips it across his throat. And as Fred is standing there bracing himself against the truck and blood is pouring out all over his throat, he looks to him and he says, "Did you ever think I would keep a promise to some undead pedophile such as you? Fuck you, you piece of trash. I led you up here because I needed your blood. Nothing more, nothing less." And as he finishes the incantation, it opens up further into a man-sized hole as the undead life in Vitae spills out on the ground in front of him. And as Fred is quickly no more, his body quickly breaking down in front of him and decomposing. And he stands there for a moment, gripping his hands one more time, and he ends up drawing a separate blade, a blade of some sort of black-like metal, blackish metal, and he turns and he looks, and he just looks, and he glances one more time out over Ashland proper, and he says aloud to nobody in particular, he just says, "In this life or the next." And in a blink of an eye, he's gone. There's a ring and shine, just a glint against the moonlight of a ring spinning and falling and hitting the ground. And there is a crack of low thunder as the seal is closed. And that's where we'll end season 2.
Wow. Dun, dun, dun.
We are so boned.
Yeah, a little bit.
Jessica, I hate this town. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in and watching. We've put in almost 3 hours worth of gaming. It was a heck of a wrap up. There is obviously still more to come in season 2 or season 3 coming up, which unlike some games, we're not going to be taking a break. It's still going to be back to the regular schedule. So barring obviously anything ridiculous or silly happening, such as, coronavirus knocking out the internet or, sickness or whatever we end up might having to cancel for.
We'll play with smoke signals, damn it.
I know, yeah. So the next game will be April the 3rd. So we hope to see everybody here. Thank you all for tuning in very much. I know I'm probably going to have some conversations with my players after the game, after this game shuts down. So thank you very much for watching the epilogue. I hope you enjoyed the original characters. I hope you enjoy the new characters that we have. And I hope you tune in for the next game that's coming up. Thank you again, and you guys enjoy the rest of your night.
Good night.
Hooray.
Are we out? Are we still in?